guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hey, what's up love, my name is Kay, and if you've been here before, thank you so much for stopping back by. I have not said that in a very long time, but I am ready to bring back the sit down videos, and I'm very excited because this is very on brand. This is a very on brand video. It's so me. So today we are going to be talking about investing in yourself. I have done a video like this before. I think I did it 2 years ago. I was still living at home, and at that time my main focus was a physical, just first layer glow up. So we are going to be delving in a little bit deeper. So if you are interested in the topic, investing in yourself, then do keep on watching. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to become a part of us. We are the babes on the side. Because I don't do a lot of sit down videos, I don't think a lot of people who have been watching mainly my vlogs know that we have a name. Like, we are the babes. And switch on your notifications so you don't miss a video. I am pushing 2 videos a week. Let's get into the video. Alright, sweetie, grab your kombucha, grab your cranberry juice, grab your wine, grab your water. This is going to be a lengthy video. I do want to talk about the video that I did do before. I do recommend that if you have not watched it, you watch it. I mean, I looked a bit different. I had long nails, I had long eyelashes, I had my 26-inch, I think. I watched it the other day and I was like, damn bitch, you look different. But you look good. Like, you look good for how good was back in the day. Like, you were like a top-notch bitch for how you viewed top-notch bitch. I think I look top-notch right now for how I view top-notch bitch right now, and we're going to delve into that. Honestly, I believe that the video that I did 2-3 years ago was very surface level, and I think that's what I was ready for at the time. That's why I do believe that it is a good video to watch if what I'm talking about doesn't register yet. It's okay for something to not be relatable yet, but you can always, I feel like with me, when I view older women, or you know, it's just more mature women, I can recognize that I'm not ready for that, but a time is gonna come, you know, where I'm ready to have that conversation. So these are 2 different conversations, and I do recommend that you just watch the first video first, because I do talk about very surface level things. I talk about hair, makeup. Honestly, I do believe that if you are planning to rebrand yourself, you only really start with what you can see. I think with anything, you just start with what you see. Even if you start a business, you start with the logo, because that's what you see, you know. And I just think that this video is just that layer underneath, and it's always nice to feel like you figured out the surface level stuff. So now let's go a little bit deeper. So that's what this video is about. The other video had categories. This one might not have as clear cut of a category list, but the first category is God versus money. Let's go. Okay, so I just read my notes and whew, all right. I do think that as a Christian, I'm able to listen to people that are not Christian and hear what they're saying, understand what they're saying, because at the end of the day, we're human. There are certain experiences that honestly and truly we all have. But just for reference, I am Christian, so I will always speak from a Christian perspective. Now let's speak about God and money. I genuinely wish that it was made more obvious in our youth. Let's talk about me. In my youth, how important money is. Look, there are certain things that were just pushed, like you will have to work hard, you will have to go to university, school was pushed down my throat. I wish the concept of rack, chelete, was pushed down my throat with more like urgency. Because I became an adult, and it was like, I truly had a moment like 6 months to a year where I was like, wait, this is like really important. Like, like this is really important. Obviously, I was very much taken care of by my mom, who was my parent. So she did a good job in like taking care of me. So I'm not saying I was oblivious to money, but to some extent, if you have a guardian, you are oblivious to how much importance this thing has. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, why did nobody tell me how important this thing is? Not just how cool or how gluttonous it makes you. So not like the good and the extreme bad, you know? Like, I wish it was just made, I wish children were made to understand how much of a daily thing money is, right? So that's why I tie it so closely with my faith, because if there's two things I always think about, it's God and money. It's my spirituality, it's me, like my being, my spirit, myself. Am I the person that I want to be? And the resource that funds that. Literally, those are the two things that I always think about. So, I wish that we were made more aware of how real of an everyday, I think the everyday part is the one that I'm crying for, to where it's like, damn, like, you really will think about this thing all the time. You really will be, quote unquote, chasing it all the time. It just didn't seem like that. I don't know, in the comments, guys, if maybe you were a kid and someone in your family just broke it down to you the way it was supposed to be, you're very fortunate. But for me, it was just like a hazy, oh, and I do believe that people did that, or adults in my life did that, because they were also unsure about it and they didn't want to tell me something that they did not know was fact, you know? So we won't get into why, but I just wish that's what I'm saying. So with that being said, once I, made peace with the existential crisis that I was having about the balance between rack and actual, spirituality, and how one can actually help me get the other, then I stopped prioritizing just that thought of money all the time, and I started looking at the relationship between my creator and one of the biggest, if not one of the main resources on this earth. Okay, so that's my link. And when it comes to where or the peace that I started to make with this big thing when I stepped into adulthood, I had started making the decision that, okay, you know what, I'm going to teach myself about these two big things. I'm going to teach myself about my creator, I'm going to learn my creator, and I'm going to learn this resource. These two really important things, I'm going to teach myself about them, right? So obviously the pace for me has varied. I think that it's a very personal pace. This was not just something that you're like, okay, I'm gonna read and I'm just gonna know about it and I'm just going to do it. I think that there are a lot of other psychological, historical blocks or stumbling blocks on the road to financial literacy, for example, or on the road to a really healthy relationship with yourself and with your creator, because those to me are very linked. There were things just like wanting, there was also just a desire to want to stay foggy about money, that stopped me from learning, like actively learning about this thing. To this day, I'm not talking as somebody that is a perfect somebody who is completely financially literate or somebody that knows what they're doing. I'm 24 years old, so I have a lot to learn. But I'm just talking about the things that had stopped me before from wanting, also just like not knowing, like I just don't know. Like when you are in a season of just I don't know, you're in the season of I don't know. And I do know that, once somebody is ready to learn, the teacher will appear. I'm talking about that ready to learn part. The lack mentality, scarcity mentality, rationing, and like there were a lot of things that psychologically I was having difficulty with when it came to my relationship with money. And honestly, the truth for me in kind of combating those stumbling blocks was thinking about it, but like praying about it. I don't know, praying about things always made them easier for me, because I kind of felt like with prayer I was able to give it to someone else and then allow myself time to sit in not knowing. Because every time I tried to hustle to get an answer, I wouldn't sit in the not knowing, and that would make me rush or would make me give up quickly. So the ability to just say, okay, you know what, I don't really know, I'm going to pray about it, I'm going to give it to God. And certain things with money, it's a lot of spirits as well. Those psychological like stumbling blocks for me are very spiritual, because now you're dealing with the spirit of lack, the spirit of scarcity, the spirit of fear, you know. So I wasn't necessarily bringing the issue of money to God. I was bringing the spirit of the fear of failure, the spirit of holding on to material things, the spirit of needing to have things in order to feel that I am successful. There was just a lot of praying, and there is still a lot of praying that goes into properly managing money for me. So yeah, that link was something that I really needed to make beknownst to myself and acknowledge, and then work from there, you know. When I made that link, when I made the link of, okay, this is really not about the money, it's really not about the actual figures in the bank, it's about what my spirit, what my soul, what my energy, what my confidence is willing to do in order for me to get what I say I want, right? I say I want. I'm not saying that this is as cut and dry as I'm making it, but at the end of the day, if you do not have confidence in yourself, or have confidence in what you're praying for, have confidence in the work that you do, the spirit of that fear affects your money. Nobody that is fearful makes billions. That's truly. I also just had to stop like who's deafy so when it came to having these conversations, because like it's true. It's just true. There are factors, there's inflation, there's this, there's that, but at the end of the day, how do you handle the 10 rand that you've got? Your spirit and how you've been taught to handle that 10 rand is how you handle the 10 rand. That's it. That's truly it. My number one tip truly is invest in getting to know your creator, and invest in getting to know your resource. Get the books, read up, do what you need to do, make yourself, allow your spirit, allow your shoulders to open up to receiving that type of information and actually using it. But also just helping, what helped actually activate the desire to actually want to learn was decentralizing anything that really wasn't God. Like, I don't know, with my life, I've just learned, if you centralize anything that is not God, guys, we've been taught in Bible school how God operates. Anything that is centralized and is not God will crumble. he will shake it. Like he'll shake it and say, okay, now, like truly he'll do that. Like he will do that. He's done that. He's been doing that. It's going to happen even in the future. It's happened in the past. It's happening currently. If you centralize money, men, resources, clothes, designer, your Instagram following, your brands that hit you up, like anything, your job, if you centralize those things, that's why I'm saying to you guys, it's not about the figure in the bank. It's about combating and bringing the spirits that you have surrounding what you fear, which could be, you know, lack of security with money, lack of security with men, whatever. If you decentralize that thing, bring the spirit and the problem, which truly is the spirit of fear or whatever, if you bring those spirits to God and say to him, dog, this is what I'm scared of, truly this is what I fear. Here we go. And then it will reach a real resolution and have some sort of like permanence in it, because you're doing it with Christ. That is the truth. That is true. That is just the truth. You cannot have anything that is long-standing or anything real if you centralize that thing above Christ. Because honestly, if it happens, like let's say for example, cool, let's say you hit 1 million on TikTok, brands are hitting you up, now you live in your dream, you've got your high-rise apartment, on a Mercedes. What helped you get there? In your mind, what helped you get there? The money, the people that were around you, the people that helped you. So those start to become your God. And truly, the concept of bringing your fears and bringing your anxieties and bringing those things that scare you to Christ is just saying, okay, dude, I don't care about the things. I'm saying, Lord, can you bring me these things so that they have some sort of permanence to them? Can you please do it? Because if you don't do it, it's not the real thing. It's simply that. It's simply just saying to him, you know what? You've taken care of me. Keep taking care of me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. That is simply what I'm talking about. Decentralizing everything else. Because honestly, real tea, how many of us know mad stories of just like people crumbling after certain individuals leave their lives, or people crumbling after they don't have the same job anymore? Like your existence, your security, God brought you onto this earth, and in so doing, clearly, like if you're a parent, for example, if you brought your child into this earth, you have the responsibility to take care of that child. So your creator brought you onto earth and he doesn't have the ability to take care of you. It makes no sense. Because I'm here, you're here to take care of me. Like, that's just it. I trust you to take care of me. You brought me here. So what he's saying is, okay, then trust me. Then trust me. That's it. Trust me then. So it's that trust. That's what I'm talking about. Because honestly, what am I talking to you guys? Invest in yourself, level up, and you have no faith in God. Like, you have no faith in God. You are stringing onto every second dude because that's the soft life, or you're like, I'd be lying. I'd truly be lying to you if I said there are other methods to achieving the life that is meant for you. Which other method if not the one destined by your creator? Guys, I'm reading my notes and I was spitting hay. I was spitting. Okay, so now that we've tackled leveling up when it comes to just, you know, your mental or your spiritual, let me be honest, now let's go into the physical. Under the physical, I want to talk about your mental and I want to talk about your body, like your body. So let's go into the mental first, but I want to really reference my notes. Like with this one, I really want to reference my notes, so I'm going to be looking down, but humor me, please. Let's have this chat. Okay, so first of all, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Even the things that I'm talking about in this video, if you have not yet like had the courage to have the faith, that's okay. I'm not saying do this or have done this or do it kausani. No, give yourself grace. It's easier when you're kind to yourself. Okay, so with this, it's easier when you're kind to yourself. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I really grew up, especially because I was really competitive, like academically. I really grew up thinking that you only achieve the best version of yourself if you're hard on yourself. Like if you really like push yourself and you're like you hold yourself to really high standard and you don't let yourself slip, and you're like really like, no, you have to gym on Monday, you know, like you have to. Like if you're really hard on yourself, I really thought that only if you're hard on yourself, only if you really exert that discipline will you achieve the things that you want to achieve. And adulthood, just the same way. I made realizations about money in early adulthood. I made realizations about how I treat myself. Like it was giving low vibrational. It was giving low vibrational. Like, why are you pushing yourself but in this manner. Like, why are you so mean? Like, the thoughts that I would have was so mean. Like, I was high-key, like, I was so mean to myself. And I really was doing that. I wasn't doing that because I hated myself. I was doing that because I loved myself and I really wanted myself to do well. But it was just the wrong method. It was just the wrong method. But it also took so long to learn how to talk to myself properly. It took so long to learn how to be nice to myself. And if I made a mistake or if I didn't know something, guys, it literally went to the point where if I didn't know something, I'd be angry at myself for not knowing that thing. Saying it out loud doesn't make, like, saying it out loud is what made me realize that, dude, what is this madness? What is this madness? I mean, I guess because, you know, I had just come out of school, and in school, if you don't know something, like, you get, it's a zero. Like, you don't know it. Like, that's bad. It's bad for you to not know something. But it's like, dude, we're not taking a test. We're just living life. We're trying to figure this thing out. High-key, I'm an only child, so I really have just myself. Like, I don't have somebody to bounce things off of. I have myself. So the way I speak to myself is so important. And I was so mean. I was so mean to myself, bro. Like, I was so mean. So that's another thing. Like, there's no reward for like being the meanest to yourself, dude. I honestly, ever since like learning and like trying to, because like I said, it took a long time for me to learn how to speak to myself. Like, I would even have to say, nope, that's not how I want to do it. That's not how, if I had a thought and I had a response to my thoughts, that response was kind of weird, I'd be like, nah, I don't like the way you said that. Like, don't be mean to me. Like, in my head, because it's so important. Like, I'm being dead ass. Like, this is so important, how you talk to yourself. So I would coach myself through it, and it got a little bit easier. I think I started mid last year, so it's been a year of me actually like learning how to talk to myself. And in the beginning of the year, like when I'd say certain things to myself and I was nice in response, even if I didn't know something or if I made a mistake, I'd be like, damn girl, we've made so much progress. Like, dead ass. That's how it feels. And it's such a uplifting feeling. It's also just so nice to not be against yourself. Like, it's so nice. It's such a feeling of ease. So yes, then next on my list, I said pray for comparison to ease up on your spirit. Like, not even say no to comparison, no to, you know how Christians sometimes pray, like, no to compare. No, relax, it's okay, it's okay, it's normal, it's natural. In fact, you're supposed to be having certain feelings. Like, it's okay, bro, it's okay. Just pray for it to ease up. Pray for it to back up off of you. That's the approach that I'm talking about. Like, leveling up mentally is truly just being nicer to yourself. Okay, don't think yourself into dangerous situations because you're comparing yourself. Remember, God first. If you're thinking yourself into very tricky situations, you're probably centralizing something that isn't Christ. You're probably centralizing something that isn't God. Remember, God first. God first and God's will first. Because you don't know what God's will is, stop pushing your will onto a situation. Listen, remember God first, even for things you think are too small. There are so many situations where I was just like, this was not enough for me to bring to God, but it was always those little things that just turned into mountains. And I literally talk about that next. I say, whatever you put your mind on grows. First, it's just a handbag. Am I talking to someone? First, it's just a handbag. Then you're having full competitions with strangers on the internet, and you're in tricky situations because of it. You didn't even stop to ask yourself if that's truly what you want. And even if you did, like, did you want to get it like this? Like, truly, like, is that the method that you, like, that resonates? Like, even desires, honestly, even certain desires, certain things like, should I make it physical? I don't want to make it physical. You know, there's certain things that you have to really question if that's truly what you want or if that's just something that you should have. For me, a good example is a car. That's a very good example actually for me. That picture with the keys and the car, I'm an influencer, dude. Like, obviously I've had these thoughts like, no, I need to get a car. No, I need to get a car. No, I need to pepper them. I need to show them. I need to make sure. Like, I obviously have had these thoughts, and it was just a thing of like, do you want this? Do you really want this? And honestly, guys, the things that you truly want, the things that are in your heart to want, those are your things. The things that you feel like maybe you're pressing a bit too hard for them, or maybe you're just getting into tricky situations, or like I woo me, like no matter how you try, like it just doesn't want. It doesn't want. It doesn't want, and that's okay. Rejection is the perfect redirection. Like, it doesn't want, and that's fine. You know, there comes a point where you have worked on yourself, bro. Like, I think a lot of people overwork on themselves. Like, they're always pushing as if they're a project, but at some point you get tired of the theory. You get tired of the theory and you want to start doing some practicals. And that's where I think you have to start getting intentional about the activities that you engage in, you know, the things that you do with your time, right? I wrote down here that intentionality about your activities will guide you. Going to the gym, the club, school, etc. Those things that you do affect how you see yourself, how you dress, how you treat your body, how you think, how you spend your money. It's all connected. When building the dream you, think like her. Don't take one small thing for granted, but give yourself grace. Give yourself grace, but do think like yourself. Like, it's just one of those things where down to, dude, do you really want to go there? Like, does your higher self go there? Like, does the bitch that you're trying to be go there? Like, do you? Like, it's really, honestly, sometimes it's that black and white. Like, do I want to do this shit? Do I want to do this shit? No matter what it is, I'm not downplaying one activity to the other. Like, certain things people genuinely enjoy. Some people enjoy being a scholar. Like, they enjoy going to varsity, they enjoy going to school, they enjoy learning, they enjoy getting multiple degrees. Some people enjoy going to the club, some people enjoy picnicking, some people enjoy restauranting. It all depends and is linked to who you're trying to become. And at some point you have to stop being theoretical about who you want to be and start being practical. Like I said, like, you have to just say, you know what, I'm done saying no, but my higher self. How about you act like your higher self right now? How about you make a choice right now about where we're going tonight, like your higher self, who we're calling like your higher self, who we're picking up the call from like your higher self. Like, how about that? How about we actually start to practice and then high five ourselves when we make those choices, because good job, bitch. Like, you did what she would do because you are her. That's it. Give yourself grace, because, you know, some of us are working through things. Some of us are really having a tough time breaking certain patterns, curses, traumas. So give yourself grace if you do backslide into some stuff. But, you know, if you do one day of Bible study, high five yourself, because that's who you see yourself being in the future, and that's who you decided to be right now. Honestly, it's that decision to just be like, you know what, yes, in the future it's on my mood board, it's on my Pinterest, but how about right now? Because there are certain things, small things that I can do right now. And that's what I was saying in my mind the other day. Like, certain things, be the baddest bitch that you can be at where you are. Honestly, girl, I could talk for hours, and truly, Lord knows I want to, but I am just gonna wrap up this video right here. I think let's have more chats in the comments, and because I'm back posting twice a week, we could genuinely have more of these chats. Just let me know what you'd like me to talk about in the next video, if you want me to expand on this, if you just want certain like solo topic videos, literally anything, girls chats, Oh, that would be nice if we could have like a spiritual girls chat. If you guys are interested, let me know. Maybe let's make a new segment. You know, let's chat, let's brainstorm in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. And I am down to do it. I am so down to do it. If you want me to bring someone onto my channel and we have these chats, that would be amazing. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, my loves. I wish you all the best. Peace, love, prosperity. Bye guys. Good night.